Show, Sports Show, time to talk Simpson Cup, of course. It's nearly down to the Fab Four, the Final Four this weekend will decide it. We said
yes, it is.
It was a massive weekend coming up last weekend. As always, the guru of golf, Gary Wilson, joins us. Gary Wilson, it says right here. Do you think it's Gary Wilson? I thought it was Gary Thompson.
It looks like Gary Thompson.
Who do you reckon we can't call him Darkie Thompson anymore,
No.
So what name will you want to go with?
Willow.
Willow, right, Willow's in, okay.
Thanks
Very high,
There you
mate.
go, mate.
Very well, thank you.
It was a massive weekend.
It was
mate,
indeed.
around the
it
course.
was indeed. There was some fantastic golf played, and Kooyonga versus the Vines. Well, as I said, their home ground advantage, but they really flexed their muscles and had some big wins. So it was 6-1 for them, and the game was over like quite early because they had, 4 or 5 guys 4 up early. That when you get that position, you're not going to lose. So that was very strong. We followed, Glenelg followed up against Royal Adelaide, and just
Classic
it was a really good game. We had 2 guys that were virtually our number 1 and number 2. They just got out to fantastic starts and were well up, 5 up and 6 up at the turn. So we sort of had those 2 games in the bank, but then we had to get 2 more, and it went down to the 17th and a couple of our boys stood up, and it was really good effort. So
it's tough now, Darkie. I mean, it's tough now for any other team to get in to that top 4, which is Kooyonga, Grange, Royal Adelaide and Glenelg. That's the top 4 at the minute. Then you've got just outside the top 4, you've got Teacher Gully with 3 points, only just outside, half a point out. And the Vines, of course, can still make it, providing, of course, they beat Teacher Gully this week. And then you guys...
Absolutely. I mean, the top 4's... The top 4 teams, well, Kooyonga play Grange for top spot. So both of them are safe. Royal Adelaide play Flagstaff Hill at home. I mean, you'd expect Royal Adelaide to win that, so they'll be safe. We play Southern at Royal as well, and I mean, we will start favourite. We should win. Doesn't mean to say you do, but if we win, then the force set. So we don't have to rely on anyone else but ourselves, which is a really good position to be in.
Isn't that one of the great things about sport, though? We expect that to happen, but that should happen.
But
so often it doesn't happen.
It can.
It's very true.
And I mean, I spoke to our guys when they finished last Sunday, to say what a fantastic effort they'd done, but we got one big game to go, and so. No complacency, it will be, head down, backside up. So
you touched on that before we started on the show. You talked about how Glenelg have to play Southern, and it should be a game you should win. And we talked about not to expect, which is what we've just touched on. But you mentioned it was a really good point. You don't play Simpson Cup if you're not a good team.
Oh, so you're not a good player. They're all good players. They're all good players. Sort of some teams have just a little bit more strength, and the better players do it more consistently. And all of these guys, they can have days on, that all be on handicaps of 2 or less that are playing in it. So they would have all broken 70 in their careers, so if you happen to get 4 of them have a day on, well, then it's a different game, bad luck for us, but we're counting on that not happening, or our guys doing it before them, so...
It was funny, the Lions went into the Kooyonga game needing to win to stay in the hunt for the 4. No, they were really confident. I spoke to a couple of the boys during the week, although there was a little bit of unsettled going on there, and they were very confident. But as you say, Kooyonga at home, you probably couldn't get a worse result than drawing Kooyonga
at home.
Kooyonga.
Well, I think they're the favourite to win the Simpson Cup. I said that at the start of the year. I think they've got more depth than than the other clubs. When you have the luxury of playing guys like Heath Richards and Will Summerfield at 4 and 5 or 5 and 6. They've both been really high state players.
That's right. And good Simpson Cup players.
They're fantastic Simpson Cup players. I'd be surprised if either of them have lost this year. So when you've got that luxury of playing them there, they've normally got a couple in the bank. So, I know Grange and Royal Adelaide and Glenelg still think they're beatable if we get to play them in the final.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you've got to believe you can beat them, but I still think they're favourites.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll either see you back next week, mate, really happy with the way Glenelg have gone on the weekend, or we won't see you at all, mate.
Absolutely.
Always appreciate you coming in, mate. Simpson Cup, it has been a belting couple of weeks, obviously the one they missed due to bad weather, but it has been tight all the way through. Stay with us still, plenty to come on the show.